What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. And today I want to do these new things. I know I'm uploading this on a Monday, but I just got this idea on a Monday, and it's Monday morning too. So you're gonna see two videos: video of me trading for today and a weekly video I did last week. So I'm gonna do these videos every Saturday or Sunday, primarily probably every Saturday. Yeah, probably every Saturday. But I just want to go over what my week was. So you can see I gained over 750. I could have gone 950 on a day, but I had a $200 loss, so causing me to have just a 750 week. And it makes sense. 700 total profit was 950, but I lost 200. So I just won 750. So you can see I'm gonna blur all these, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't like showing my account, stuff. But you guys can probably do the math. I don't care. But you can see all my profitable, the percent profitable, the expenses, see all that, the commissions, the time, whatever. And we also have my winning trade versus losing. So last week I had a 75% accuracy. I think I could have had an 100% accuracy. No, like an 80 or 90% accuracy if it wasn't for Friday. On Friday I did make a mistake, and we'll go over that real quick. Alright, so let's break down Monday's trade first real quick. So on Monday, I'm pretty sure I had the bias of bearish. This does look like it's just going up. So I probably had the, can I please? So I probably had the bias of going shorts. I can't really remember. I'll probably look back over the trades, but let's quickly break this down. So yeah, it looks like we were just heading down off a market open. Let's see, we had this inverse fair value gap, or did we? No, it wasn't here. Pretty sure it was right here. I'll have to look back on my videos, but on Monday I'm just guessing right here. So from red to green, it looks like, yeah, from red to green right here. And I gave some points away, but would have never hit full GP. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like I had a burger. Yeah, it looks like I won for only an inverse, and I think this is when I was trying out the new strategy. So I did an inverse. I was looking for a retest. It went up. I didn't enter right here. I gave it some time, see if it was really good. What the heck? Yeah. It looks like this trade was just a break even. Let's go on to Tuesday. But real quick, I'm gonna check my bias and everything else for Tuesday. All right. By the way, so Monday's trade looks like it looks like a bit of a decent day. Like I hit break even better than a loss, so I'll take that. So Monday was like okay, it wasn't necessarily bad. I was following my rules. I followed my strategy. I could have gotten a bit early, a bit better, but I'm not necessarily sure if that was the trade. I like 100%. But I just looked over on Tuesday's trade, and I'm gonna break it down real quick. So if Tuesday's trade was very simple, I saw this break a structure right here. Plus there was that inverse. Plus there was this break a structure right over here. So we had a break a structure and an inverse. So once we had a break a structure on this candle, on this candle, I checked equilibrium from this high to this high. No, sorry, looks like from this high, from this low to this high. Gave some points away, but once it did, I was confident that it was outside the equilibrium. Because the breaker structure was actually, I'm doing this a whole lot wrong. The breaker structure was at right here at this candle. So once breaker structure was at this candle, and oh yeah, I can remember clearly now. Yeah, once breaker structure was at this candle right here, I looked for equilibrium, and I waited for this candle to be a inverse. I know it exited out right there, but I was still in the equilibrium, so I was a bit hesitant, and I was waiting for it. Let me see if it was really, really good, really outside. And we did have this fair value gap right here that seems to be respecting. You can see respected that fair value gap. I'm pretty sure my break even was at this candle, right, was at the high of this candle. Break even right there was hit, and I do remember I did exit out this early, but it looks like it was a full TP, earning me a nice 420, I believe, for the day. So this was a very, very good trade. You can see it hit lows, and I'm pretty sure this was liquidity tap on this low as well. So yeah, this was just I think a really, really amazing trade. This was just a good trade, and you can see I could have taken all of this, and I think where I aimed at was good. The only mistake I did make was I didn't let the trade run. I exited around here, giving away like 10 points or 15, and I could have had a more. I could have had more points, but you know it's fine. It is what it is. And I'm seeing another opportunity where I could have taken another trade. If we see here, you know, if, let's say I wanted to go down for shorts, there was an inverse over here, kind of an inverse right there too. But yeah, there was an inverse from green green to red. Green to red, let's say, yeah, right there, tapped in, taken for the short. Let's just say at this candle, let's go for a scale out. Even if it was a 1-to-1, it will still hit. But if it was a scale out, which is larger 65 points, I would have hit, and would have been close to to take profits. Break even would have been at I'm pretty sure would have been at the low of this candle. TP right there, TP1 hit, would have gone up, worried me, but it went all the way down. So that's actually amazing right there. So, you know, that's just another proof of my strategy working. Always believe in it. Tapped equilibrium, and we did have a break of structure right here too, actually. So a clear break of structure, you can see that. And yeah, that would have been amazing. So Tuesday's trade was good. Let's go over on to Wednesday's trade. All right, looks like over on for Wednesday's trade, Monday to the for Wednesday's trade, I was my bias was wrong. Um, yeah, I just had a wrong bias. I'm pretty sure I thought it was gonna go up. I mean, and it did, but at the start it didn't. But I was looking for longs, and no, I was looking for yeah, I was looking for longs, but I don't know what exactly happened. But it just looked like I just got hit with break even, and then just hit the full TP. And I think break even was tight. Break even definitely was at the high of this candle. I clearly remember it was a high at this candle. So, you know, a mistake right here. This is what happens when I always have tight break evens. I would rather have a low key. I would rather have a losing day than a tight break even. So yeah, I think yeah. I hate break evens. No, not break evens, but tight break evens. This tight break even was like, it lost me some opportunity, and I think the bias over here was, this was the first bias, was from this low, and it would be break of structure. Equilibrium was right here, and as you can see, this is why I entered. I gave it a shot, and I remember this was just with one micro. Yeah, and that was the. I'm pretty sure that was it. Yeah, that was the trade, and I had a tight break even, so I wasn't like really confident. So I went in with one micro, but and had a tight break even, and I was expecting that break even, but you know, a bit of regret. This is making me learn now to trust in the strategy. You see, I had a break a structure right here. This is the retest from this low to this high. Equilibrium, tapped equilibrium, and then went outside of it, from the candle. Like this was low key a good trade. I just didn't believe in it, and this is causing me to, like, you know, really learn from it, really believe in my trade, because look how high it went up. And if even if this was a scale out strat, scale out, full TP would have hit, and I would have been very confident in the trade. A better break even probably would have been at this high. So if I enter right here, I would have been looking for a 16-point break even, and looks like it. Let's see, from this high, so would have hit on this candle, and yeah, I would have hit from full TP. So this is meh, you know, it is what it is. Break even. We have those. Now I'm learning to not have tight break evens anymore. I'm not gonna have any tight break evens. Just you know, so that is it. This is low key a good. This was a good trade. This was honestly a good trade. Like we disrespected this bearish for value gap. Like it was a good trade too. But let's go over on to Thursday's trade, which was I think a very good trade as well. So my bias was for Thursday was to take shorts, and I was completely right. I said it was gonna go up, hit a point. I think it was age of highs. It was age of highs. I remember clearly. It was age of highs, and it hit age of highs, and boom, easy. So let's break it down. So we had a. There was actually two. Yeah, there we go. You can see kind of this small fair value gap, but there was a fair value gap, but we had this fair value gap and another right here on the minis. So if we go into the minis, there would be there would be two fair values, but it disrespected this fair value gap. Beautiful. Then I checked equilibrium from green to red, from this high to this low, and exited out. Gave away only a few points. My break even was at the low of this candle, I believe. Yeah, this is it. It was because I tipped it a little bit on this candle. I remember exactly. Yeah, and it just we got lucky because no we didn't get lucky, but we did get I guess a bit lucky because on minis it didn't do this. So if I was taking this on minis, it would have never hit the TP because it just this spike down was only on micros, and there was like and it didn't hit this low, and I was like I think it's gonna hit this low. It didn't, but my target was next to this low, and it did hit it on micros. Yeah, so this was just a beautiful trade, honestly. This trade, I was right on the bias. I was, it was good. I was right on the bias. It was a good trade. I loved it. It was a nice trade, and yeah. Hopefully this weekly recap, and since I'm doing this on Monday, will help me. In the morning when you can see 7:45, when my market opens, really to trust my strategy and to know what I'm gonna do. This was just a very beautiful trade, to be honest. And I was looking at point of control. Point of control was at this area, I believe, and when it went down below point of control, I was like, oh yeah, this is now going down. Now, even if it goes up, we have uh, resistance from point of control. So this was honestly a good trade. Let's go over onto Mondays. Sorry, Fridays, which was my last trade of the week, and I believe it was a decent trade. Let's look over it real quick. All right, so for Friday's trade, I keep saying Monday, but for Friday's trade, I had the bias of the stock going down, and I was right. As you can see, it did went down. Let's just do this. Yeah, it did went down, but it did eventually go up, but I did take a loss on this one, so let's break it down. We had a break of structure right here. Boom. No. Break of structure right here. And I think I should have given it time to breathe a bit more. So to see where oh yeah, yes. I remember now. No, Friday I since we were close to all-time highs, I was thinking, hey, we can go even higher, but we wasn't at all-time highs. I was making the distinction, we're all-time highs when we're really above this level is all-time high. So we wasn't really at all-time highs. And I was taking the advice from if you're at all-time highs, you want to take a long because necessarily when we're at all-time highs doesn't mean we're going to go down. We could continue to go up. So I had that bias, and this was just a mistake. I was trying to trade off of a continuation with no break structure, just a continuation because I thought we were just gonna go up higher, and I think that was my bias actually. We were just gonna go up higher, and we actually did. You can see the stock went up and up and up, but we just went down. So if I had really listened to my trade, actually, yeah, this was the yeah. So my break even was at this high because we had equal highs. We had equal highs, and we didn't take them out, which is kind of some BS right there on like that was some clear BS, honestly. And I pretty sure I had this bias too. So you can see we were going up. So I saw this the this inverse. If we check from green to red, yeah, I would have taken the short. is on this candle, or maybe this candle. Let's just say on this candle. Let's go for a scale out. As you can see, it would have hit full TP, which, and I would have had break even definitely on this low, definitely on the low of this candle. So I would have hit full TP on this day. So my mistake. This is causing me to like. On times, I do want to say, let me go not based on my strategy and see. And since I believe the market is gonna go this way, I'm gonna take a long. But this is causing me to trust my strategy. If I know I'm gonna go this, if I know it's gonna go up, then I'm gonna wait for a inverse combined with and or a breaker structure with an equilibrium, tap, and then take for the shorts. And with break evens, with a good break even, if it hits break even, I still take some profit. And yeah, and if it does, hit full TP, then that's even better. So this is causing me to like really trust in my trades. So this week, I want to go 5 for 5 or 4 for 4, depending on how many times I'm gonna trade this week. The maximum being 5 because I trade only one time a day. We have no breaks over this week. So this is really causing me to think and say, I need to follow every inch and bit of my strategy this week. I want to go 5 for 5 and follow my strategy. I want to go 5 for. And what does that mean? Like I said, an inverse with and or a breaker structure. And then once we have that breaker structure or inverse, I want to go for the equilibrium. And if it doesn't tap my equilibrium, I don't take the trade. And that's going to be fine with me. And if I see it go down even lower, I'm going to be fine because I listened to my strategy. And as you can see here, and if I did listen to my strategy on Friday, it was going up. I see this equilibrium, this inverse fair value gap. There was a breaker structure right here, but this would have caused me to miss the trade since it would have been from green to red. You can see here, did not tap equilibrium, tapped right here, but I would have taken the shorts. Probably break even would have been here, so I actually would have taken some profit still. But since adding inversions to my strategy, it's been just golden. I found it just been golden. So this is making me learn to listen to my strategy. So yeah, I just want to go over it. 4 years in the market, I'm still learning, and it's crazy. And even though it's been 4 years, but I want to learn with you guys. So I want to share my experience. I really want to, I always wanted to do this in my third or second year of trading. Always wanted to share my journey. And 4 years, it's been 2 or 3 of those years been just been paper trading and learning. But after a year or two, just pure unprofitable. Sometimes I got lucky and went for the win since I was going big. But once you go big, you lose a lot too. But now I'm in a comfortable place. I'm only trading 5 micros, or sometimes even 3. Or you can see sometimes me even doing 1 or 2. Last time my unprofitable days I would do 1 mini. Sorry, if I was saying minis, I meant micros. But in my unprofitable days, I was doing 1 mini, sometimes 3 minis, sometimes even 5 minis, which is insane. But I learned and grow. I didn't have any break evens. I would just let the trade run. My bias was sometimes right. I was going crazy. I was aiming for 100 points. And now I learned. So that's it for the weekly recap. Hopefully I see you later in the day for the trade today. And I believe it's going to be a win. So I'm going to listen to my strategy. I definitely know I'm going to listen to my strategy. Follow my bias. See my bias is right. I'm going to try hard and see what my bias is. And just follow my strategy. If I see it hit liquidity, let's just say this is liquidity. If I see it hit liquidity, do an inverse and or a breaker structure with an equilibrium. Boom. Test equilibrium and goes out of equilibrium for my candle outside of the equilibrium. I'm gonna take that short or long. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later today. And yeah, and tomorrow, and continue on and on and on and on. So peace.